Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. The Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, has come up to explain a lot of abnormalities that went on in the report of yesterday that went viral between himself and Gani Adams. He also explained the roles, what I call it, terrible roles that Gani Adams played that made him make such remarks, and he had to speak this through his media personnel. For you to find out what he said concerning Gani Adams and what the role Gani Adams played in the 1990s, 1992s, 1993s, we'd like you to stay tuned to our channel by clicking also to the red subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube, where the former president Olusegun Obasanjo has said he had no quarrel with Adams.Rējēct of Yoruba land, Gani Adams. The former president said he had refused to grant Adams' request to visit him when he was president and after he left the office. Obasanjo said he had a reservation for Adams' past way of life, which he said was not in accordance with his standards and principles. Olusegun Obasanjo said his meeting with Adams at the residence of the chieftain of Afenifere, Chief Adebanjo in Lekki was not on a reconciliatory mission. Obasanjo, in a statement by Special Assistant of Media Kehinde Akinyemi on Wednesday, said he paid a visit to Adebanjo but met Adams there. The statement was titled "No Fight to Warrant Reconciliation with Adams," Obasanjo said. The statement reads in part, "My attention has been drawn to some publications reporting an acclaimed reconciliation between Gani Adams and myself at the residence of Chief Adebanjo in Lagos today. It is true that I paid a personal visit to Chief Adebanjo in his residence in Lekki Phase 1 as of December 2nd, 2020, and I met Gani Adams there. I have no quarrels with Gani Adams, but for his past way of life, which was not in accordance with our standard or with my standard and principles, I have in the past, both in government and out of government, refused to grant Gani Adams' request to visit me. If at all anybody feels I have a quarrel with him or her that needs reconciliation, such reconciliation will no doubt take place in my residence in Abiola only." But we are quite curious. We're really very curious. What could be in the past of Gani Adams that will warrant the former president to say his past was not palatable at all? In fact, he doesn't want to be associated with him due to his past. Let's find out what happened in the past. The Adams.Rējēct, that's Chief Gani Adams, said the annulment of June 12th, that's 1993, that's when he started playing very strong role in the past. 1993 presidential election led to the establishment of Odua People's Congress, OPC. Then he was the national coordinator. Let's continue. Adams.Rējēct of Yoruba land, Chief Gani Adams, said in a statement on that the journey that started 25 years ago was not an easy one. He said the zeal and patriotism of some Yoruba nationalists to liberate Nigeria from brutal, ferocious and savage hold of military junta led to the thrusting of OPC into national consciousness as at August 29, 1994. The late Dr. Frederick Fashinhu, myself and 7 others took a critical and patriotic decision that the mandate of the late Moshood Abiola MKO annulled must be actualized and Nigeria must be set free from the clutches of dictatorship. 5 years after the formation of OPC, democracy took a firm root in the country in 1999. Today, it's a thing of joy that we have 20 years of uninterrupted participatory democracy in Nigeria. But this is not without sacrifice. That's where he came in. The late Abiola, whose mandate was annulled in 1993, alongside OPC leaders, fought for the actualization of June 12. But sadly, the business Mongol died in detention in controversial circumstances during the regime of General Abdulsalami Abubakar on July 7, 1998, Adams said. The OPC leader said that many Nigerians that protested and continued detention of Abiola were shot on the street by soldiers between 1993 and 1998. Some Nigerians such as Pa Alfred Rawani, Mrs. Kudirat Abiola, Alhaja Suliat Adedeji, Admiral Tunde Elegbede, James Bagauda, Kalto Shola, Oma Shola, Oluwatoyin Onaguruwa, Ken Sarawiwa were killed. Activists and journalists such as Chief Gani Olisa Agbakoba, Frank Kokori, Kunle Ajibade, Chris Anyanwu, Ben Charles Obi, Onome Osifo Whiskey, Baba Femi Ojodu, and others were detained and some jailed. Have you seen that during his time he was a strong card-carrying member of the OPC, Odua People's Congress, and not just a strong card-carrying member, he was the national coordinator, and that also means that he was one of the foremost activists during the time of late Moshood MKO Abiola, when he was annulled, when his presidency, the election result was annulled. I guess they went into, will I call that partisan politics? No, they went into activism that was not favorable with the politicians. I guess that's one of the times when Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, don't forget then Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was more in tune with the military than with the issues of civilians. So to speak, the role he played would probably be very fresh in the mind of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Yes, sacrifices were made. He didn't want to go into the very gory details of who paid what price, who died along the line, and all that. But what he's trying to say, in effect, that sacrifices were made, lives were lost, just to ensure that Nigeria gets to this level of democracy. That's why it's quite painful that at this stage of our democracy, we are almost mismanaging the sacrifices made by our heroes past. And when we remember the issue of our national anthem, the weddings, it should breed patriotism in us. But unfortunately, situations staring our faces is bringing, I won't call that patriotism. Anger is welling up. There's hunger in the land, there's anger in the land, insecurity everywhere. You begin to wonder, will the labor of our heroes past, will it be in vain? That's what, technically speaking, Gani Adams is saying. So look, yes, you may not like what I did in my time past, but no regrets really, because we had to do what needed to be done. But Olusegun Obasanjo is saying the reason why I wouldn't say we are quarreling or there's any reconciliatory message anywhere, but the truth is your past, the way you went through whatever activism you participated in, was not nice. The principles and standard of activism you didn't follow. I guess it was more diabolical than normal. Then mandates of the Yorubas were actually being abused. Chief MKO, some of us who were born then, some of us who knew active politics there, we knew that late MKO Abiola totally won the elections, and along the line it was annulled. Now I asked the question, what was the yardstick really? And then there was real military dictatorship then, as in then democracy didn't have. What is democracy? We're about to go into democracy when this whole thing happened. Some persons believed that those were one of the reasons why, in the bid to compensate the Yorubas, they had to give it to Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, just to compensate the Yorubas for the annulment of late MKO Moshood Kashimawo Abiola's death. But whatever the case is, I guess like Olusegun Obasanjo has said, there is no quarrel anywhere. I just don't like his style of activism. Well, in as much as there was a good handshake and they both have agreed that there's no quarrel anywhere, just that, okay, your pathway of life may be different from our principles of life, but in as much as you maintain your lane and maintain mine, then they will have no quarrel whatsoever. But that's how we should end. That's how we should be. There should be checkmates here and there, but of course, since if he refused to go, let wars be able to at least enter it properly. That's where we're going to wrap it up. What's a take of what Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has got to say about Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of the Yoruba land? I'm talking about Chief Gani Adams himself. The young man is not even apologetic over his past activities, in as much as he's brought democracy and it is standing. He was okay with it. What's a stand on what Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is saying about him? And what do you think? If times are different, do you think Ààrẹ himself will repeat the same procedure? I think he would, if you ask me. It doesn't look so apologetic to me. Let's go wrap it up. Let's put in that comment section. Let's interact. What's your